Pre-market momentum is back. This morning, August 2nd, Alpha Mike Tango Delta AMTD ran 500% from 7 a.m. Eastern until 9:30 when the markets open. 2.5 hours before the markets open, you are able to trade on TD Ameritrade on my brokerage platform. And over the last 2 weeks, we have seen a lot of momentum starting to come back into this time frame of the market. As you all probably know by now, I only actively trade SPY, which is an S&P ETF. But if there's volatility elsewhere in the market, volatility creates opportunity. I want to be looking to take advantage of it, and I want to be trying to profit off of it. So over these last couple of weeks, I've been really watching some of these stocks fly in pre-market. Now, not all of them do 500% like AMTD did this morning, but still, this strategy will work with them. It is a micro scalping strategy. We are going to go over what the strategy is, and then I also have a live trade example that I took this morning on AMTD. I am currently in a journaling phase. I want to prove that the strategy works for myself. I know the strategy works. I did not invent this strategy. I know other people that trade this way, so I know it can work, but I want to make sure, and as you should do, that it works for me before I start really trading it. So currently, as you can see, actually, I'm up $3 on the stock from this morning. I'm not trading any kind of real size, but I'm taking trades that I can plug into my journal to start to track it. And then if it works over time for me, then we'll start to size into it, right? But the strategy, once again, is a micro scalping strategy to quickly take advantage of these pre-market running stocks. If you're wondering, Trey, how do I know what stocks are running in pre-market? Come join me over on Twitch, twitch.tv/trading stocks. I've got a screener. It's normally right down here below me. I have it off right now because it's not pre-market, but I have a screener running below me. You'll actually see it in the live day trade that I take on the stock that goes over what stocks are moving, the momentum stocks in pre-market and stuff. So yeah, we're watching that every morning, and we're watching for stocks to hit that scan. And on that scan, we're watching for stocks to be hitting high of day and just picking up a lot of momentum, because what the strategy is it's micro scalping. I'm going to quickly go over the rules. As I'm going over the rules, or before I do, should I say, let me just say that, and not to be an ass, but this strategy, it's not hard. Most micro scalping strategies aren't hard to understand mechanically because they're micro scalping. You're in, out, in, out. It can't be overly complex. You don't have that much time to think about what's going on. Usually a couple seconds to make a decision. But the downfall of that, you only have a couple of seconds to make a decision. If you feel like you still lack discipline in your trading, and once again, not to be an ass, but you know what I mean. If you just started trading, you run into problems where you fail to cut losses, you fail to stick to plans all the time. Please don't try to trade like this, and probably don't try to micro scalp at all, because you've got to be able to get out of your losses with this strategy, and you've got to stick to the plan. You can't start breaking the plan and just randomly chasing these huge movers, because you can very easily get crushed. So I just want to say that first. And once again, as I'm doing, and whenever you learn a strategy, trade it either with paper trading or with really small share size like I'm doing. Just because it works for somebody else does not mean it'll work for you. So make sure you're doing that as well. Anyway, what the strategy is, micro scalping. This is a 1-minute chart, so this is a 1-minute strategy. At least that's how I use it. You're going to be looking for a stock, once again, that's pushing high of day. The bar has to have ripped into high of day. It has to have pushed high of day. Once this starts here, it's over. Once it touched this 14.4 and started breaking down here, don't care. Not trying to trade the stock anymore. We only want to be scalping into the excess strength that you see here. But every time this stock breaks high of day, so let's look at the very beginning. This is at 7:20 in the morning. As it rips up, say this is high of day, breaks up above high of day. This is a really nice bar here. You get a really nice just breakout bar. It closes towards the highs. What you're going to do is you're going to draw a high and a low on that bar, and that is going to give you your stop loss and your profit target. You are going to be looking for a micro pullback on the next bar only, and that bar can't break above previous bar first. You don't want to see the bar break high of day and then pull back. That makes it way weaker. You want it to just pull back. So has to be the next bar. Let's start here. initial bar, initiating bar has to be a bar that breaks high of day on volume and closes towards the highs. That's the first step. You have your initiation bar. The high of that bar is profit target and the low of that bar is stop loss. Next, you only enter the next bar. If it doesn't set up on the next bar, that's it. The trade's over. You have to wait again. And that's going to happen a lot. You're going to get stocks that break high of day, and then the next bar just doesn't pull back enough, and the next bar just keeps going. That's fine. That's where you have to be disciplined and sit on your hands and wait for the bar to pull back. But you're going to wait for it to pull back, and I look for a 2-to-1 risk reward, so I want to be buying where the stop loss is half of what I'm looking at profit target. That's where I look to buy my dips. I get long there, set the stop loss below the low of this, and I sell when it breaks the high of previous bar. So you're actually eking out a little bit more than 2-to-1 because you're not just selling into it. This is a momentum scalp strategy. So as soon as this bar breaks, you kind of let the bar break through. You're selling into this bar, right? So you would enter here. Once again, stop loss here. Doesn't happen in this case. Boom, breaks through. You exit here. Hopefully that makes sense. That's the strategy. I'll walk through a couple of more examples on this live chart here so you see. So this bar here, let me zoom in a little bit more. Excuse me. This bar here breaks high of day again. So you get another high of day break. So you get an initializing bar here, right? Bam, initializing bar, it just broke high of day. I can't draw the line. Just broke high of day. So you draw your profit target, you draw your stop loss, you wait for the next bar to pull back. Damn, that bar didn't pull back enough. It just kept going. Okay, alrighty, but guess what? This bar also broke high of day, closed towards the highs. Okay, so you drew a stop loss. You didn't have to literally draw them. You'll get used to it without having to draw them. But now you know your profit target and you know your stop loss. Guess what? This bar did pull back, but let's say it broke the high first. Let's say it broke this high first. I don't know exactly. You can't tell from standstill bars like this, but let's say it broke the high first and then pulled back. Not an entrance. It's not as strong when it breaks high and then fakes out. All of a sudden, this is not a strong looking candle anymore. Not one you want to be looking to enter and scalp on, right? Let me see if I can find another example of where you would take a trade here. This bar, bam, breaks highs, breaks out really nicely. Here's your stop loss. Here's your profit target. Here's your pullback to 1090. 1090 is probably fine. You're risking 40 cents down, looking for 60 cents up to 1150. Not quite 2-to-1, but once again, you're looking for it to break through 1150 anyway. So you can buy here around 1090. Your interns is here, and you're selling here. Anywhere after it breaks this, right? Get the break of this line. You're selling there. Of course, you are not always going to win. Let me see if I can find you a losing example of the strategy. Oh, I think I actually took this trade this morning too. The bar broke. Here you go. Bar broke high of day. You got a high and a low. It's nice, decent, strong bar. It's actually not the best bar. It's not super strong, but decent bar. So you bought the dip. Say you bought the dip at 1190 because your risk is 1170 and you're looking over 1225. That's 20 cents down for 40 cents up. And it didn't work. It pulls back, stops you out. That's fine. That's going to happen too. That's why I preached at the beginning how disciplined you have to be with this, especially trading pre-market low floats. You can't just chase and you can't just go, oh, it stopped me out this time, but I'm going to hold, because look at how quickly these stocks can go from $14.40 to $11. We lost 3.5 points on a $14 stock in like 7 minutes here. You have to be able to get out of your trades when trading like this, when scalping. So that's the strategy. Once again, initializing bar, big, strong, high of day breakout on volume. High break is profit target of that bar. Low break is stop loss. The pullback has to occur on the next bar, and the next bar can't break high of previous bar first. You buy the pullback, you know where your entrances and exits are. Be disciplined. Get out if it breaks the damn low of the candle, and get out if it breaks up and you get to lock in your profit too. Now, I have a live trade example of me taking it, so maybe if all these mumbled words I've been saying quickly don't make any sense, hopefully this live trade example coming up will help. So hopefully you guys did enjoy it. I'm just going to wrap it up with that. So hit like if you did, hit subscribe, and let's go into the live trade before we end the video. Here's a micro pullback. No fill 1056. Getting no filled a lot today. I'll just buy the ask at 1067. That's probably not great, but the risk is 1050 and the profit is high a day. We're in a 10-6. Once again, not like, this is my practice trade, right? Practice trading. Trying high a day. High a day. Did it work? Oh. I forgot it's pre-market. I can't hit flatten. I made a little extra money. I forgot you can't hit flatten in pre-market. Hey, micro pullback.